Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm taking my electric scooter to an abandoned Vauxhall factory in Luton, around 7 miles from where I live. I have no idea what we're going to find there, so let's get straight into it. For this trip, I'm using my AOVO scooter, which I've owned for about 2 years now. Since the factory is around 7 miles away, I need to be careful with my speed and battery usage, because the last thing I want is to run out of battery on the way back. On the way, I came across a pretty steep street. You can't really tell from the camera, but it was a lot steeper than it looks, so I decided to walk the scooter up to save some battery. On the way, I came across an abandoned cinema that was completely boarded up. I was really trying to find a way inside, but every entrance was blocked off. If we can get 100 likes on this video, I'll come back to this cinema and find a way in. I walked around the side of the building hoping I'd spot a way in, but unfortunately, I couldn't find anything. This place has been abandoned for decades and is reportedly covered in asbestos inside. It also used to seat over 2,000 people, which makes seeing it completely abandoned pretty crazy. Anyway, I was about halfway there at this point, so let's continue the journey. At this point, I was getting pretty close to the factory. I just had to follow this road for about another mile, so let's continue. Finally, I made it to one of the entrances to this massive factory. From the outside, it looked completely apocalyptic and mysterious. This place was absolutely massive, but unfortunately, I couldn't find a way in from here, so I had to keep following the road and look for another entrance. I still can't believe this entire factory is going to be demolished after being such a huge part of Luton for so many years. I decided to walk along the edge of the factory fences for quite a while, hoping I'd eventually spot an easy way in without being spotted. I kept following the perimeter, looking around each section of the fence to see if there was anywhere I could get through. After walking along the edge of the factory for a while, I finally found a little gap in the fence. I managed to get my camera through and get a quick look at what was inside, so here's a little sneak peek of the factory. Anyways, I kept following the path down, hoping I would eventually spot an easy way in. I carried on for a while, keeping an eye on the factory as I went, but I still had no idea if I was actually going to find a way inside. Over 1.3 million Vauxhall vans have been built here since 2001. Along the way, I also came across some of the old machinery that had been left behind by the companies. Another section of the fence revealed robotic security cameras that could detect trespassers, and there were also signs of security dogs around the fences. The day before, I had watched a video of some urban explorers getting onto the site through a section of fence that had been cut at the bottom, so that was exactly what I was looking for. Here's another possible way in, and honestly, this looked like a really good spot. However, there was a car parked right beside me, so I couldn't do anything too suspicious without drawing attention to myself. I decided to leave it for now, but I'll be coming back to this entrance in a few days with one of my friends. The factory was located right next to the airport, so the surrounding streets were really busy with cars constantly driving past. There were also quite a few police vehicles around the area, which made me even more cautious about stopping for too long or doing anything that could attract attention. With so many people around, it definitely wasn't the easiest place to explore unnoticed. I kept following the outskirts of the factory around, slowly making my way along the perimeter. After going around for a while, I was very close to the entrance I mentioned before in the video I had watched. This was the fence I had seen in the video, so I tried to find the part that had been cut up. This is the part right here, but unfortunately the opening has been covered by something on the other side to try and keep people out. As I was recording, a lady walked out of the building right next to me and I got so startled. She walked over to a van which I didn't see before and it started following me slowly, so I decided to leave the area as I looked very suspicious. I thought these were police sirens and actually thought it was for me. This has to be the best way to get inside, as it is covered by a bunch of trees and bushes, so I can lock up my scooter and go explore with my friend. I was quite surprised I didn't see any others trying to explore the factory. If anyone watching wants to go exploring with me, comment down below. This is another amazing spot to get in. I had seen it before and went right up to the fence and then realized there was security standing watching me, so I had to turn back. Unfortunately, guys, that is the end of today's video. We couldn't get inside, but we will be back in a few days. Please, can we get this video to 100 likes, as it's my first ever IRL video on YouTube?